What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some big news on a couple different fronts here. Iran's nuclear facilities were attacked and potentially destroyed here. This is their nuclear facilities that make nuclear bombs. I'll give the details here on this. Also, they're already saying that they're going to have retaliation, and the United States could be included in this, and potentially President Donald Trump. I'll give you the details here on that as well. We got a lot of details here for you guys in this video. I'll give you the details here right now. Let's jump in. We are live right now. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know your city, state, and country. We have people tuning in here from all around the globe in the chat section if you want to. Yeah, so let's jump right in here. Also, don't forget to hit that like button for us. And if you haven't yet, subscribe down below, click the bell icon. You can also follow me on our other social platforms, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, with the link down below in the chat section or the pinned comment or the description. Take a look at this. Okay, first up, details are just coming out here now. Israel destroyed equipment that Iran had that would need to develop nuclear weapons. Officials are now reporting here. And Israel destroyed active nuclear weapons research facilities in Iran. Officials are now reporting here. So this actually came here some days ago, but this is now being reported here. Yeah, so you guys can let me know your thoughts here on this. The Israeli strike on Iran's Parchin military complex in late October will make it much harder for Iran to develop a nuclear explosive device if it chooses to, or potentially it might not be able to now, or it might have a major setback for them. This equipment was destroyed and was needed to and test plastic explosives that surround the uranium in a nuclear device and are needed to detonate it. It dates back to before Iran ended its military nuclear program in 2003, or they supposedly ended it. But a lot of people think that Iran never ended it, and they're still trying to create a nuclear bomb. Yeah, so as you can see here, Iran has resumed sensitive nuclear research over the past year, U.S. and Israeli officials have told Axios. But they have not taken steps towards building an actual nuclear weapon, or at least they haven't reported it to the actual media. Israeli officials said that if Iran does decide to pursue a nuclear weapon, it will need to replace the equipment that was destroyed. And if Iran tries to procure it, they believe they will be able to track it. This equipment that was destroyed was a bottleneck. Without it, Iranians are stuck. A senior Israeli official with direct knowledge told Axios. Yeah, so this is a um, pretty significant development here. This also comes here as Israel has new attacks beginning here right now. They're attacking an area near Beirut amid signs of a widening offensive. And this is a sign of new attacks coming here. Iran says their new retaliations are going to be coming here as well because of this. Israel and Hezbollah indicate they were clashing deeper inside Lebanese territory. An escalation could undermine efforts to reach a ceasefire. And Iran's leader signaled he supports ending the war with Israel, but that doesn't seem to be happening here as we're getting more and more escalations here. Iran's military heads vow a crushing response to Israel as the UN, the United Nations atomic chief, said that the nuke sites shouldn't be attacked. Well, that didn't happen. And the reason they said this here, Take a look here. The reason they said this was because that they thought that this would create a much bigger war and that Iran would retaliate. So here, let me find this here. Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, Rafael Grossi, traveled to Iran this week to hold high-level meetings with Iranian officials in a move to hold Tehran accountable for prior nuclear safeguarding pledges and to get clarity on where Iran's nuclear program stands. However, even as Iran continues to develop its nuclear program, despite international attempts to stall it, they issued a warning message to Israel stating clearly that Iran's nuclear installations should not be attacked. Well, guess what? They were. So Iran's going to do whatever they want unless they're forced to, be held accountable. So that's what Israel did. This comes as the White House has repeatedly warned Israel to not go after Iran's nuclear sites. Though as Biden administration prepares to leave come January, the president-elect Donald Trump retakes the Oval Office, the U.S. could change its stance. Well, Israel did what they wanted. You guys can let me know your thoughts on this. Now, as you can see here, Iran has multiple nuclear installations that hold. Let me see if I can get a different view on this here. This is about the best view I can get, but basically they have several different nuclear facilities here. Fuel enrichment plant, 60 to 90 meters deep. A reactor and heavy water production plant. Nuclear Technology Center and Uranium Conversion Facility. Nuclear power plant declared for civil purposes, so they say. A uranium mine down here, a milling facility, uranium ore concentrate facility, former weapons facility, another uranium mine, a pilot fuel enrichment plant, another uranium mine, a potentially active weapons facility, a potentially active weaponization facility, and another potentially active weapons facility. I think there's like about 13 of them here. But the one that they hit was a bottleneck. So that was a very significant one. But you can see they could strike other ones here. And these are just the ones that are known. So you guys can let me know your thoughts on that. Now, as you can see here, don't assume that Iran's retaliation will only target Israel. They may be preparing for an attack against U.S. forces, or maybe even the U.S. mainland. This comes here as Iran just sent a note to the White House promising, with their fingers crossed, not to kill President Donald Trump. They promise, they pretty please promise. This comes right after they just had a couple of Iranians charged in a plot to kill Donald Trump. So, they promise not to kill Donald Trump, even though they just had a couple of Iranians charged with doing that exact thing that they failed to do. So, they promise, they pinky promise with their fingers crossed, not behind their back. So they're promising, even though they're basically involved in a full-blown war. And if you watched my previous video here, the attacks against Americans and American military sites and American troops over in the Middle East have increased 600% since the first attack from Hamas over there in the Middle East. So they're willing to attack Americans and American bases and American sites, and literally just had Iranians charged in a plot to try to assassinate President Trump. But now they're going to promise not to do it again. So if anybody believes them, please let me know in the comment section, because I can't trust them as far as I can throw them, and I'm not going to try to throw them at all with my back. So, yeah. So as you can see, they only believe force, and that's what Israel's doing. And of course, I mean, clearly, it's just like Russia, right? Russia said they weren't going to invade Ukraine. They weren't going to invade Ukraine. 2 weeks later, they invaded Ukraine. You can only take their word for, the paper it's wrote on. And then you throw away that paper, and it's worthless, right? It's worthless. So it's almost like you basically, whatever they say, it's probably the opposite. It's absolutely unbelievable. Oh yeah, they're not developing a nuclear bomb. Meanwhile, they have uranium ore facilities, uranium mines. I mean, okay. Yeah, this is absolutely unbelievable. So, meanwhile, they're threatening retaliation. So, yeah, it's basically a full blown war over there. The United States is fully involved. I mean, fully involved, being attacked on a weekly basis. U.S. troops over there, and Donald Trump, his life has literally been threatened by Iranians. So, um, honestly, I'm surprised that Biden hasn't been as well. Now, of course, he's got about like 2 months left in office, so um, yeah. I mean, honestly, this is war. This is wartime. So, I mean, with the Ukraine Russian war going on for over 2.5 years, the Middle East going on for over a year. Um, yeah, it's crazy times here. So I will keep you up to date. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below, click the bell icon so you get notifications when we go live. I'll keep you up to date with everything. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and share with anybody that needs to hear this information. You can follow us on our other social platforms down below as well. Click here to see an urgent warning that was sent out to Americans. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see